Hi folks, as promised, here's the video of me hatcheting out a character in Photoshop. That's the best way I could describe it. And if you're joining us without knowing the context of this, I suggest you go to the website at www.thelivingdungeon.com and have a look at Dev Diary 3, which is where this springs from. If you just like watching people paint things really fast, then fair enough. This isn't any kind of how-to, it's more of a how-not to, if anything, but it just shows how I worked. I'm not even going to cover the background of this. I'm handing that over to another artist, Andy Chan, who does a great job of those. The second part of the video here, you can see I've actually recorded it in 256 colours, which is a bit of a mistake, and it's quite late and I'm making lots of mistakes as well. And this is the point where I go, oh, I'll put in some shading and then I give her a beard. It's tempting to leave that in, but I decided not to. Maybe I should have just gone full in there and given her a nice handlebar mustache. Generally, I think the face is the most important part, so I do come back to that after everything else. But I also have a habit of just doing things a bit, leaving them, coming back to them, when my view of it's a bit fresher than it would be if I continued working away. I've decided now that light-wise I'm going to do a basic light from the front, nice simple white light, and then do a harsher yellow light from the side to reflect the colour scheme that's in the dungeon itself. Because we'll place this character in a dungeon segment once she's done. Putting all these shadows in, not dark enough, shadows and highlights, just shouldn't be working them up, should be working them down. But made a bit of a mistake. But then again, it is 3:30 in the morning, I was very tired at the time. That's my excuse. Wouldn't work next time I do the same thing when I'm wide awake. Another thing is I'm not too bothered about colours when working digitally. Obviously that's something you really have to consider when you're doing things manually, on canvas for example. But it's another thing you can just change whenever you like, as long as you keep your layers reasonably sensible. Mine are already starting to get messy. I did start off with named ones. You can probably tell I'm quite lazy at this. Just go ahead, splat, splat, splat. Fix it later. Or if I'm really lucky, get someone else to fix it later so I don't have to. If any other artist watching this and is thinking, oh crap, his work is so amateurish and sloppy, to them I have to say, yup, that's just how it is. Deal with it. In theory I should do this in fewer passes, but I'm rubbish. The crossbow design might look a little bit funny. It's actually mechanised, that's a loading lever. Also, I think I've already explained exactly why I've made all the choices I have and the way she looks in the previous post, so I won't go into that again. I don't like her chest armour either now. I already decided that. I want to give her something a bit more solid, so I'll put a metal plate on that. I didn't record that bit, so it just magically appears at one point. We splodge splodge, slap a bit of colour in here, a bit of colour in there. It doesn't really matter what the colour is at the moment. One of the beauties of working digitally is you can change all these things at any time. I change all the metal to a more bronzy look, just to make it fit more with the colours of the game itself. And then I start messing with the face again. Next thing I like to do is jam in all the heavy shadows. I mean, saying next thing's a ridiculous idea because I do things in quite a random order, whatever I feel like at the time. Here I start doing things a bit more sensibly. I'm putting in heavy shadows and then reducing them. Generally speaking, I don't use that many special brushes. I do makeup brushes for doing hair and a few other things, just when I feel like changing things around. But a lot of the time I use a hard-edged brush with a fairly low flow rate. Just makes me, again, laziness lets me slap it down. I can blend it in afterwards. And I'll quite happily just change things and redo details at any time. Obviously you can work up detail as much as you like forever, but I tend to just go, good enough. And then someone tells me to do a bit more, so I'll do a bit more and then say, good enough. This process repeats until I'm let off the hook. Just working away now, not much else I can say about this. Should have really had some music to play in the background. Musical interlude. And give or take a few minor squiggles, that's her done. Well, at least until someone says, no, I want to change this bit, that bit, or the other bit. We'll see. I'm just fixing a mistake here where I made her have a too angular nose when she shouldn't have. And now I'll pass the file across to Andy, and he won't record anything because he actually uses black magic and sacrifices chickens to get his work done. But I'll post the final product when he's done working his magic. So if anyone found that even remotely interesting, then job done. And you can follow everything we're doing on the project at thelivingdungeon.com. Hope to see you there later.